I'm Michael.
I'm Robert.
And we're about to interview Officer Blitch, Head of Security. And here it is. Hi, this is Officer Blitch interviewing with us from Maverick News Network. Officer Blitch, what are your responsibilities working with St. John's?
At St. John's, I deal with keeping track of all the locks, all the cameras, the blue emergency tower, coordinating all the officers working special events, all the traffic control, all the officers you see doing the traffic control. Basically keeping everyone happy and safe as far as security is concerned.
Cool. How long have you been a police officer, and how did you start this career path?
5 years. I've been an HPD officer for 5 years. As far as how I became a police officer, I was in college in Florida, and when I went into college I was undecided. Halfway through I took a couple of criminal justice classes, decided I liked it, and majored in criminal justice and decided I want to be a police officer. That was in Florida. Well, that was the time the economy crashed in Florida, and there weren't any jobs at all in Florida. And so I looked around the country, and Houston was hiring, and so I got on the Houston Police Department, flew over here and started.
That's awesome. It's great that you found a job here.
Yeah.
And you like it. Do you like your job as Director of Security more than your job last year, or what are your comparisons?
Yeah, well, last year I was in uniform all the time. I was just standing around making sure you guys were safe. I like it a lot better. I'm actually controlling it. I'm deciding what the officers are doing. And yeah, it's a lot better.
What are some struggles you have as a police officer?
It's definitely a lot of hours. I mean, I work 40 hours a week with the city, and I'm working 25 to 30 hours a week here at St. John's. So I'm not as home as much. I'm working 7 days a week, so I don't see my family as much as most people do. I don't get enough sleep. I wish I could get more sleep. But other than that, I mean, it's a great job. So other than the hours I work a week, I'm happy with everything else.
Well, thank you for your time, Officer Blitch.
You're welcome.
And that was an interview with Officer Blitch, Head of Security. This is Hayden, Robert, and Michael signing off from Maverick News Network. See you next time.
Hi, I'm Marcelo Semena.
And I'm Peter Stone.
And we're doing a story on the 3-mile lacrosse activity.
And we're going to be interviewing Mr. Gamache, the head of the activity.
How long has the activity been going on?
So the 3-mile lacrosse activity has been going on for a few years. I'm actually not sure how many years it's been going officially. But we are for sure in our 3rd year of doing a lacrosse activity. I think it's the 2nd year for the 3-by.
What was your inspiration to make this activity?
The inspiration to make the activity, Coach Chambers, Sam Chambers and I, actually he approached me about it, so it was his creation. He had this idea of putting lacrosse sticks in the hands of younger athletes, not just in high school and not just during the sports season, and also opening up to 6th graders so we can expose more people to lacrosse earlier. And so the 3-by activity allows for that to happen, just to play, just to explore a little bit more about the game of lacrosse.
How can people benefit from signing up for this activity?
So if you sign for the 3-by lacrosse activity, you're guaranteed playing time for at least 30 minutes once a week playing lacrosse. You've got Coach Chambers, myself, and Coach Kensinger, who's the women's varsity head lacrosse coach, looking and watching and giving advice and providing some sort of coaching just for fun, just to make you better.
What is your favorite part of hosting the activity?
My favorite part is watching the creativity. It's not your typical lacrosse games. We're not in pads, or we're not following any specific sort of rules. We use tennis balls instead of lacrosse balls to make it look more fun. And there's a lot more finesse and creativity than that has to come through in trying to score goals, especially because the goals are 3 foot by 3 foot, which is why it's called 3-by, so it's a smaller goal.
Where do you get the equipment for this activity?
The equipment comes from, we order it. We order it from distributors that have this 3-by lacrosse, system. They've trademarked this system. It's been played all over the place. It's been playing a lot in Denver and in other places around the United States, where kids are kind of doing pickup games, and so they're almost like pickup goals.
We've just interviewed Mr. G.
And now back to you guys at the studio.
Hi, I'm Sam Schneider, and I'm doing a report on Mr. Lakey. I'm here with Mr. Lakey, who is the head of the 8th grade video news class. So, Mr. Lakey, what is video news all about?
Video News is a class that we created last year for students that want to learn how to use cameras, use editing equipment, and then do stories about the middle school.
Okay, and I guess you've been teaching this class for the full time it's been going?
That's right. I started several years ago in the upper school doing Video News, about 10 years ago, and we decided that middle school students are so smart now that we decided go ahead and we'll bring this class into the middle school.
Okay, and you mentioned that they would do stories about things going on around at the school. Well, how often would those stories come out?
Generally speaking, we have a news show about every couple of weeks. The first one is a little bit longer because the students have to learn how to use all the software and how to use all the cameras. But after that, it's about every 2 weeks.
All right, and what kind of stories do they do?
We do stories about clubs. We do stories about events going on around campus. I think there was a great story about Mr. Thompson being the new dean of middle school, interim dean there. And I think that turned out really well.
All right, and have there ever been any stories that you just thought were so great or so weird that they're just amazing and you never forgot them?
I thought there was a story that we did last year on, I believe it was I think it was either the girls lacrosse or girls soccer. They got a whole bunch of the girls together and did an interview with all of them together, and the girls did a great job answering the questions, and we got a lot of really good footage of the games that we intertwined in there, as we call B-roll, and that one turned out really, really well.
Right, sounds good. And who would you recommend Video News for?
Video News is for anybody who likes to work with computers, who likes to work with cameras, who likes to tell a story and put those things together, and likes to work with a team with somebody else to create those visual impact things that then we can put on the internet.
Right. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Harrison Ray with Maverick News Network. We're here to find out what it takes to take care of a field like this. What is your daily routine?
Well, I get here about 6:30 in the morning, and we'll go around and make sure all the spooks are turned off for the day. We start cutting grass maybe about 7:30 or 8 o'clock. And I guess around 10, so I'm probably cut grass up to like 11:30. Then maybe we'll start to paint the fields for the practice during the day.
How many hours a day do you take working in the field?
Normally we start, like I said, like at 6:30. So you figure from like 6:30 to about 2:30 for cutting the field wise. Sometimes we run over to like 3:30 because we may have games on the fields wise, like for the lacrosse fields, the soccer fields, and the football fields.
How often do you cut the grass?
Well, typically during the growing season, I try to cut it like 3 times a week. And if it's a game on Monday evening and it's a game on Tuesday evening, I would cut it that Tuesday morning to make sure everything fresh when the game starts for Monday. So sometimes typically it could be 4 times, or more likely it could be 3 times.
What do you do to the field during the off season?
During the off season, well, first of all, like after the last sport of the season is lacrosse. I said like around about the middle of May, we would transition out the ryegrass. That meaning I will more or less kill out the ryegrass so we can start to transition the grass back in. So there's a lot of herbicide that gets sprayed during that time. And also I do a heavy aeration on the field. That's when you put holes in the soil so you get more oxygen and get more water down into the root system. And we also top dress the field. That's the top dressing is when we put sand on the top of the field with a top dressing machine. And we fertilize during the same time. And also we have like some hot spots what the goals are for lacrosse and football, where the turf get damaged, we just replace that turf for the upcoming season.
Besides cutting the grass, what other tasks do you do in the field?
Well, besides cutting, like I said, we do a lot of striping. We make sure all the trash is picked up. We work on the sprinkler heads when we have leaks.
What do you do when you're not taking care of the field?
Well, more or less, I'm taking care of the field all the time when I'm at work. But then again, like, I also does a lot of team barbecue dinners. Like before the football season, where the parents come out, they have dinner with the kids. The coaches go over the upcoming season and the schedule and stuff like that. So we do that like that's right before school starts. Then also I do a dinner for a soccer team. Well, more or less for all the sports that have sports that will actually do.
And a big thank you to Bruce and all the maintenance staff here at Maverick News Network.
Hi, this is Lauren and James, and today we're baking oatmeal chocolate chip cookies.
Now the first thing you're going to have to do is preheat the oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit.
Next, you put in your brown sugar. And last for this step, the white sugar. Now, James,
White sugar.
cream these together until they are smooth.
Okay, you're going to want to whisk.
Also for this part, if you want, you can use just a mixer, but James decided to use a whisk. Okay, next, after you have properly mixed the butter, brown sugar, and white sugar, you beat in the eggs one at a time.
Okay, you're also going to want to use your whisk for this part.
Again, you can also use a mixer.
But I feel my limbs grow stagnant when unchallenged.
Okay, that's enough. We got that one. All right, second egg. Once you've mixed in your second egg, you then stir in 2 teaspoons of vanilla. 1 teaspoon? 2 teaspoons.
Whisking, part 3.
Okay, once you have stirred in the vanilla, you're gonna combine the flour, baking soda, and salt, for which we'll need a separate bowl, in which we're going to combine the flour, baking soda, and salt. Okay, after you've combined the dry ingredients, you are going to stir them into your more creamy butter sugar mixture. Yeah, that's combined. Good job. Alright, I'm going to mix in the oats and your chocolate chips. Calmly. Here, put it down, put it down. The proper way to do this without taking 2 hours and getting all stuck in your whisk, hold this. Just to use your hands. So now we're gonna put them on the baking sheet, which we have.
Baking paper.
Don't grease your baking sheet.
Oh.
No. Heaping spoonfuls. Not that big. You want to make them all the same size because if they're not, they'll all cook differently. So around the same size. We're just gonna, put them on the pan like so. So once you finish, you have your giant lumpy cookies. And then you're gonna stick them in the oven once it's preheated. And then you wait for 12 minutes.
When they're done, it should look somewhat like this, a nice golden brownish color. Bye, thank you.
Thanks, guys. Hi, my name is Bern Ledbetter. I'm reporting from Maverick News Network, middle school, and we're going to be taking a sneak peek on the activity storytelling. Thank you. All right, here today we have Jax and Jake interviewing about the storytelling activity today. It's going to be great. All right. What is the goal of this class?
I believe the goal of this class is to tell stories through digital editing and digital film.
Very good. All right. What technology do you use during this class?
Well, we use the iPads a lot and the computers a lot.
And we also use flip cameras.
Oh, flip cameras to record, yes.
And what apps or things do you use on those?
We use Safari.
Safari?
It's Pixton, which is a
Pixton.
comic app.
Ah, I see.
Very interesting.
What have you learned throughout this class?
Well, we've learned really how to broadcast ourselves on stage really well. And they showed us great techniques.
Nice. Alright. What stories have you read?
We
Give me the name of story.
We read American Born Chinese by Jin Yang.
Okay. Did you like this story?
Yes, I liked it a lot personally because it really just showed a great blend of pop culture and history.
Yeah, it did a great job blending the two together.
Alright. What is the normal daily routine?
Well, we arrive to storytelling and then it changes every day based on the activity, but we usually do a lot of group work in the beginning and they lecture us towards the end of the class.
And a lot of homework.
A lot of homework? Mm-hmm. What is that homework?
We have to go online and type.
And watch some videos too.
Videos.
Watch
Yes.
a lot of videos.
About the books you read and stuff?
Yes. And about
how-to videos.
Yeah, how-to videos.
Oh, okay. What projects have you done so far?
Well, right now we're in the middle of building a comic book. And we read The American Born Chinese by Jin Yang. And we have done a couple stories through digital editing and digital photos with the flip cameras. And we've done a couple interviews with each other. And we actually just finished interviewing the author of American Born Chinese, Jin Yang, himself.
Oh, yeah. Would you tell me more about that? How did you do this?
Well,
what was that project?
You see, we actually got our teacher, Mr. McDonald, to get a Skype. And he actually Skyped the author. And through Skyping the author, we asked him questions, and everyone prepared 2 questions for him. And yes.
Cool. Nice. All right. That's a good wrap up for the day. Thank you, Jake and Jax.
Thank
you.
Good day.
Thank you.
Thanks, Storytelling, for that great sneak peek and behind the scenes on your activity. This is Bern Ledbetter, and back to you at the studio.